Are you a Gareth in man, by the way? Are you a Gareth out?
I'm a Gareth neutral. I think I'm someone that
You
that's
calling
a
me
cop
about
out.
cop outs? Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I'll explain why. I think I am. I know where you stand on it, and yeah, I know where you stand on it. I'm someone that I am appreciative of what he's done for the England national team, and I get in terms of previously what England teams of similar and potentially better ability didn't get to the heights that this England team has done. And obviously, that's a large part due to Gareth Southgate. I still think there's an element of this team could have won one of the last two tournaments with a different manager, personally. So that's why I say I'm in between. But it's kind of be careful what you wish for, because will there be another manager that can galvanize the squad and kind of get that morale together like he does and get to finals? It's not a guarantee. So I do believe it can be improved upon, but I'm also pretty appreciative of what we've got, which is why I land in the cop out middle.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I think probably next in line for the job, if he was available, probably be Eddie Howe, I think.
Yeah, and I'm not
And I
keen
still
on
think
that.
he'll be at Newcastle next season. So
Yeah, so do
that,
I.
that's half of it as well. Is like, who do you appoint? I think there's every chance he may step down himself after the tournament. I think if England have a bad tournament, he'll step down himself.
So it'd be interesting to get your take on this. In terms of when I say I believe it can be improved upon even more, that's coming from the tactical lens. I believe this England squad, which we'll talk about in a bit, has an insane amount of quality. I think it could be one of the best squads that goes to the tournament. Do you believe with a, in air quotes, better tactical manager, England can improve what they are?
I think it's important to separate international football and club football. I think Gareth Southgate might not necessarily be a great club manager, for example. You know, if he comes out of work and if a big six job come up, would any of them appoint him? It's probably doubtful. He's probably looking more at a mid range with respect, like a club like Palace, for example. If they'd not gone and appointed someone else, probably looking at something more like that. I think, which that speaks levels, but I also think doesn't necessarily mean that a great club manager would do very well at international football. And I get it. People want to see a little bit of a better brand of football, etc. But with international football, you're just judged so much on results. It's
Yeah.
definitive. You have 2 years of football and you can lose a penalty shootout in the last 16, and that's a shit tournament. It's reality. So I think by definition, results are way more important in international football. And I think he's done a grand job. I think the majority of people wouldn't have done better than him. It's not that I don't think there are not better managers out there. I do, right? I think someone like Ange would be great for England. But guess what? England would probably get absolutely destroyed on a counter attack under someone like Ange when he hasn't got as much time to spend with the players and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I think it can go both ways. I'd be more than happy if, as long as England have a good tournament, I'd be quite happy if Gareth carried on to the World Cup personally. I
Wow.
think
Okay.
well, and I know people, the draws, etc. Well, what are we talking about here? We're talking about a semi-final, a final, and a quarter-final, which we were pretty unlucky in.
Yeah.
But also by the narrative that we don't win too many of the big games, and it could
And
be we
that's
meet
it.
France in the last 16, for example, in this one, and then it's goodbye again.
And people
But
always point to the routes to those semi-finals and
yeah,
finals,
but
right?
you still got to do it.
You do agree.
You still got to do it. And I think of things like beating Germany in the last 16 of the Euros, right? That not ordinarily would have been our sticking point. There are things
True.
that's changed in the mentality, I think, of the psyche of the players and the squad is to remove the burden of some of the previous stuff and believe in themselves a little more,
Yeah.
even if that's within a confinement of some of the tactical structures and stuff. Winning on penalties, beating a major nation like Germany. I know it's not like it wasn't like a peak Germany by any means, but still
No, but
just
they're
beating
still good.
Germany
Yeah.
in 90 minutes. If you look at how many games England have won in 90 minutes since they won the World Cup in 1966, you'll find that I think Gareth Southgate's now got more than half of them
Wow. Okay.
in major tournaments. That is obviously excluding qualifier.